Obviously, I'd much prefer getting on the rum. That may be for the second half of the show. As we can see, it worked so well for me last time. Welcome to the Midlife Gamer Podcast. Today is Thursday, the 26th of March, 2020, and my name is Darren Baldock. Joining me from his bunker down in the narrow regions of whereabouts are you? What county are you in? Oxfordshire. Okay, yeah, Mr. Matthew Moore, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here. It's an emergency broadcast sponsored by the UK government. Which means I have to say, for obligatory legal reasons, stay the fuck at home, people, and kick back, relax, and enjoy episode 294 of the Midlife Gamer Podcast. Oh boy, Matthew, this is what happens when we stop recording weekly. The world goes to shit.
It would have happened a lot sooner if that was the catalyst.
Yeah, it would have happened a long time ago. Maybe it's a slow burn thing, but oh wow, what strange times we live in right now, and it doesn't matter whether you're rich or you're poor, or what part of the world you're in right now, or what race you are, what creed, what sexual orientation, what your favourite football team is, whether you're into Star Trek or the Star Wars, whether you're into PS4 or the Xbox, or even PC Master Race. We're all in it together. Coronavirus has got us on the 187 lockdown. Is that down with the kids? Do you remember that?
I don't know, it's that
187 lockdown.
Is that like a 404 unknown?
Oh, I don't know. Or is it a 420 unknown? Oh no, we know all about the 420, don't we? Yes, the 420 known is well known amongst the kids. All right, Matthew, we've got a show to give, and we've got to lift the spirits of the nation.
I agree. I agree.
So we've got plenty to talk about, I hope.
Yes. I want to talk to you about video games and all that thing.
Okay. Well, before we do that, should we just talk about what we've been up to? And I mean, aside from sitting at home on your arse saving the world, because I know. All joking aside, I know the work that you do, Matthew, is pretty important to do with what's going on right now. Okay, don't know what we're able to talk about officially or unofficially, but all I can say is you're getting the free parking, you're getting your free pizzas.
I can totally go to I can go to the supermarket at 7 a.m. if I want. I've got my ID, formal, proper, all that. Yeah. I'm a key worker. If I had some kid, poor soul, to be at school, fuck him.
Yeah. No, thank you, my friend. Thank you, and I speak for everybody, for people like you, people on the front line. My sister works in a supermarket. She works at Sainsbury's. I spoke to her the other day, and just out of the blue, I just said, "Look, I really want to thank you for what you're doing. Doesn't matter that you're my sister. I think you're doing a fucking amazing job." And that thanks goes out to anybody who's listening who is a key worker, someone who's working, through all of this, having to deal with the mouth-breathing twat bags that are still out there. Believe it or not, they're still of the belief that they know better. They don't. And to reiterate, stay the fuck at home, people, because that's what we're being told to do. And going outside and having a laugh and maybe a little cheeky barbecue. Yeah, a couple of cheeky barbecue with 19 of your mates. Yeah, oh, that's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? No, because what you're saying is, fuck everyone. Fuck the young, fuck the old, fuck your family, fuck your neighbours, fuck the country, fuck the planet. All right, so enjoy your shitty burger and your bag of crisps. because I hope it's worth it. Sorry, rant over.
Oh, I'll tell you what, on a positive note, we just went outside at 8 o'clock and started a whooping and a hauling and a cheering and a clapping. And even in our sleepy little village, like people were coming out, and it was just like, that was a real nice. I think if anything's going to come out of this, maybe some kind of renewed pride in community spirits. Who knows? Interesting times.
Interesting times indeed. I can guarantee you one thing, mate. Things will never be the same again.
I do. I hear that a lot, and I was hearing it.
And things will change, and things should change, and things will hopefully change in the main for the better. But we shall see. It's within our gift to do that. Yep. So what you've been doing?
Well. It's only taken 9 years of grinding and a global catastrophe for the wife to allow me to get a microwave.
What do you mean? You've never had a microwave?
I've not had a microwave for 10 years, maybe. She doesn't believe in them. I think she thinks it's witchcraft.
Oh, we used to know somebody who like that. And we
did.
We converted him. We converted him hard. Yeah. Oh, half a leftover pot noodle. Nah, microwave will fix that, mate. Oh, your cup of tea's gone cold. Never mind, microwave will fix that. Yeah, is your coffee machine delivering you a lukewarm solution? Okay, microwave will fix that. Microwave fixes everything except your internet connection. You need to not have a microwave.
Is it just
only when it's on? Only when it's running.
Okay.
It'll create a level of interference. I'm no scientist, but it will bugger things up a little. So then, microwave. What was the first thing you cooked?
Rustler burger from the pet station.
Oh, mate, that was born. That was born to be microwaved. You went straight in there for the for the golden chalice that is the Rustler burger. Jesus Christ!
I was somewhat disappointed. I don't know if you're supposed to put it to better use, or if that's what it's for. Like, I warmed up some soup, I warmed up some beans.
No, there's far better things you can do. The pro tip with any of those Rustler burger type things is you only put the patty in the microwave. You don't put the bun in. Okay, stick your bun in the toaster while it's microwaving the meat. Then you've got the best of both worlds. You've got the manky, floppy, sticky thing, which is the meat, and you've got a nice toasty bun on the outside. Beans does a great job. What else do I do? Scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs in the microwave, fine. Got that nailed. Poached eggs in the microwave. You get the special things. Got that nailed as well.
I know, but I don't want to go that. I've got quite good at poaching eggs. Well, in water.
You don't need to. You don't even need to explore the other microwave options. Reheating last night's takeaway is probably my favourite use of the microwave.
I'm looking for when I'm in a world where I can trust the delivery service and someone else cooking me food.
Yeah,
I will absolutely be doing that.
Okay. Oh, cool. Well done, you. Welcome to 1979.
Bing.
Yeah. So what else have you done? What else have you done? Let's have a look. Let's have a think. Movies and TV wise. I completely forgot when we last recorded. I'd only the weekend before been to the cinema. Do you remember when that used to be a thing? Going to the cinema. Oh God, I fucking missed that. I dodged a bullet there. I was going to sign up for one of those unlimited passes.
Oh yeah,
because I found myself going to the cinema more often. I dodged a bullet on that one, mate. But I went to that 1917.
Ah, the war gig.
Fantastic. What a film. Saw it in IMAX. Cost me £40. Perfect.
Wow.
Totally worth it. Really loved it. Got some incredible scenes in there. So, aside from that, we've obviously moved on a little since then. Enjoying the Picard. Almost at the conclusion of that. Be watching the final episode of season 1 tomorrow morning. Disney Plus. Have you got involved?
No point.
No point. No, too busy saving lives, mate, ain't you? That's your standard excuse for everything now. Nobody can have you for not doing something. You just say, I'm busy saving lives, motherfucker. Yeah. What are you doing? Watching your Picard, are you? Watching all your Marvel films that you haven't been able to watch. Finally, now you've got... No, fuck you, I'm saving lives. I hear you. I'll take it. Yeah, I've got Disney Plus anyway. I'm very happy. I'm very happy because I can now sit and catch up on all the Marvel films.
Oh, of course, because you were actively playing catch up, weren't you?
Yeah, and I got stuck at Captain America: Civil War. So I think there's Civil War, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Panther,
Spideys,
maybe Spideys. Depends whether it's if it's Marvel Cinematic Universe or not. Spidey was in Civil War, wasn't he?
Yeah. So it'll be on there.
Yeah, no, cool. And obviously the Star Wars is. So any Star Wars I want to check out, I can do that. I started watching Clone Wars, the animated movie last night. That's quite interesting. It's got some National Geographic on there as well. The usual stuff. Plate lip, soggy tits. No, that's not National Geographic. Don't do that anymore. That's old National Geographic. No, it's all about animals now and Jeff Goldblum.
Is he there? Who does Planet Earth? Who's Attenborough?
That's Attenborough. Yeah.
Right.
That's the Beeb, mate. This is National Geographic. This is like your American equivalent. So no, I've got all that to look forward to. But no, pleased. Come at the right time as well, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
So obviously having Netflix and Amazon Prime Video isn't going to be enough for me, and 2 months of free Now TV. Yeah. I'm not going to be... I've never been in a position where you can say, oh, there's nothing to watch. Because there's everything to watch. It's the polar opposite.
Yeah. It can be just as annoying sometimes as well.
Yeah. No,
well, I wouldn't say annoying. It's too much choice.
Too much choice. What a first world problem to have, my friend.
Isn't it?
What about you, my friend?
Well, I did something I've been meaning to do for a while, which is, and this is a weird thing, even though I've been working from home now for a couple of years, I finally, because now everyone's working from home and I'm seeing people's pictures of their rigs, I'm like, I need to sort my shit out. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had a monitor sat in the shed doing nothing. So how my setup was my PC plugs into my main screen, and that's it for the PC. The work laptop sits here, and I HDMI into that just also plugs into the screen as well. So I actually get best working done when I'm on the work laptop because I've got the two screens. Yeah. So the idea of having these three, I ended up reaching out to Dave Southall, who, bless him, he wrote me up he sent me a link to a document he put together, like a flow diagram, showing like, here's your monitor, here are your peripherals, here's this, here's that. You want this switcher here, which is for HDMI. You want this switcher here, that's for USB, and you want this USB hub. And I got it together. I had to ask some help off him and off Matt Jones as well, because my chip doesn't support graphics out from the I/O shield from the actual motherboard itself. Okay. So I could only use the external graphics card, well, the main graphics card, with only one input. So I had to go and get a DVI thing. I was like, I sat and I put it all together, and I was convinced I'd get it wrong or something wouldn't work. But I followed the instructions that I was sent, and it works better than I could ever imagine. So my middle screen is always primary screen, regardless of what I'm doing. Cool. My screen, my external screen I bought out from the shed only shows my computer, and obviously the screen on the right of me, which is my laptop, is only the laptop. So with one click of a button, everything switches. This is the middle one's always my main desktop, and along with all my peripherals. So my webcam goes with it, the microphone goes with it, my other stuff like my smart card stuff goes in there, and it's been an absolute joy. I don't know why it's taken me so long. I don't know, and I did think about having vertical on my left to save some space, but it's not. I don't think it's capable of that. It's quite a cheap thing.
Oh, you're talking about orienting a widescreen monitor vertically.
Yes, were you talking about orientating the operating system?
No, I was talking about just having a monitor sitting above the screen of my. That's what I was thinking about from a verticality point of view.
Oh, stacking.
Yeah.
No, I meant like a going full on like arcade style tilts.
Yeah. Get your pinball simulator on there. You'll be laughing.
Yeah, and I'm loving that. What we're having to do, it's a bit of a pain because everyone's working from home, so everyone's having to try and find different solutions to talk to each other. Because all of a sudden you go to your normal conference line doesn't work, 'cause it's getting overloaded. Go to meetings really slow, it's getting overloaded. But it's great because I can use this microphone as well. Because oh man, I've got to tell you, I did something really cool. So, so in my world, we're having to react so fast. It's like, right, shit, we need to mobilize and try and sort this out. Let's so some of the work I do involves the 111 call centers and the platform. So they're like, right, we need to find a way of like of tagging every single phone call that comes in, and all this sort of stuff. So we put it all together, and then what we do is we'll demo it to the main guys in the business. They'll say, yeah, brilliant, we like it. We'll throw it into their live environment. But because we're moving so fast, what I found myself being the one to do all the screenshots, to put a little process diagram together, which becomes I think the top and tail it, and that's what goes out to all the call centers.
Yeah.
And we were using GoToMeeting, and one of the guys goes, well, we could always record a demo. Like we could record a narration of one of us going through the platform.
Yeah.
I was like, all right then, you can do that. And we started, and he was like, no, I thought you were going to do it. And I didn't even have my Ace mic out at the time. I was having to use like a crappy little thing. I had to put a script together and sort of announce the date at the start. And as of this date, the information from Public Health England is this, and this is how you do that sort of thing. And I don't know if it actually, I have no idea if it went anywhere, but that was me kind of like flexing my podcasting chops for the real world.
So, hey, welcome to the Everybody's Dying podcast. My name's Matthew Moore. Joining me at the other end of the internet is Boris Johnson, the other slaphead, and Laura Kunzberg. She's joining in for a bit of a good time. Without further ado, sit back and enjoy the best flowchart ever. Okay, no, that sounds really cool, mate. So you recorded a demonstration, and how did that go down well as expected?
I've got no idea if anyone ever saw it. No idea. I think by the time somebody worked out how to export it from whatever service we used, realised you can't email it, found a way of some FTP into a secure... Yeah. By the time that happened...
We put it on a SharePoint site, but nobody can access it. It's like, I don't fucking know. Just do it.
Oh, man, it's been interesting, I guess, from that, again, seasoned working from home veteran, sort of hearing the creaks of my colleagues who are still trying to adapt to it because they either don't have dedicated space or they've got their kids around them screaming. All of a sudden, I don't feel too bad with my dogs barking every now and again.
Yeah, and they don't realise. I was giving away all the trade secrets on it because we have a once a week lunchtime call where the whole team gets together for an hour. It's kind of some virtual lunch meet. And it's much better than it sounds, but we just talk about anything but work. So obviously there's it's been introduced as one of those measures to keep everybody kind of connected and talking to people, because from working from home a lot, there is nothing worse than going for days and days and days without having any contact with a decent amount of people. So we have this virtual call, and I'm sort of, saying, look, it's very easy when you're working from home to just leave your laptop on all the time. I said you've got to create a definite separation between your work life and your home life. Turn your laptop off, put it away. It adds 5 minutes to your day, but it's totally worth it because you're not. Every time you pass that, it reminds you of work. So, just that'd be my tip to anybody currently having to work from home at the moment: is put all your shit away. Get it completely out of your mind. I said also, don't worry about just wandering around in your pants, because generally video conferences only catches you from the neck up. So I said, you ladies might be able to take it a little further if you want, but that's obviously down to you and your conscience.
Let me go and get this fucking lighter.
Oh yeah, see your lighter wallet came up. Trump's there. Oh, well, it's just me and you, ladies and gentlemen. How we all doing? Enjoying the show so far? Okay, we're about 20 minutes in. see what else we can come up with to keep you entertained for the remainder of the podcast. I haven't told Matthew this, but I'm going to be a granddad. Don't tell him I've told you. I'll let him find out in the edit. Here he is. He's back.
I'm back.
How you doing, fella?
Good. Thank you.
That's all right. Just sharing my darkest secrets with the audience.
Oh, I can't wait for the edit.
No, I can't either. Right. Okie dokie. What we got going on then next? So we've done the films, we've done the TV, we've done the tech wanking, we've done the working from homeness. Yeah. Have you got any pro tips for home workers for their sanity? It's very tempting to have the telly on. Don't do it. It'll distract you, and you'll end up down rabbit holes. The radio I find is actually okay. I'll have LBC running in the background because I just love listening to all these Muppets ringing in. that I just clearly haven't got a clue what's going on. But
it's like being in the office. You can hear people who don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, radio's good. Telly's bad.
Yes, very true.
Too much temptation.
I mean, it's always good to get out of the house if you can as well. I mean, it's weird, and also give yourself a. I'm hypocritical because I don't do any of these things, but surely it makes sense to build that structure in. And maybe that's what people who are new to it or being forced down it or are fortunate to be able to are probably like just building in brilliant habits straight away. Whereas I've been doing this for years, it's like you just wing it.
Yeah, if you want to keep yourself active. Obviously, many people have alarms. Set yourself an alarm for every 30 minutes. Get up and walk around for 5 minutes. Go and jump up and down the stairs a couple of times. If you're on an audio-only conference call, why don't you get yourself into the habit of walking around the house while you're on that conference call? If it's anything like the conference calls I attend, you don't have to be referring to anything. You're just attending something that could have been covered off by an email. So just walk around while you're on a conference call. Just get your steps on.
Particularly this sort of weather as well. I mean, if you can get outside as well during that time, it's marvelous. I mean, some of the best rants I've had sometimes are while pacing around the garden, just kicking stones. Yeah,
and kicking the dog and all that business. Well, you feel it. I think it's just generally it's a subconscious thing. When you're standing, you feel more authoritative. You know. Flip it the other way. Try doing a conference call while you're laid in bed. I've never done that, by the way, but that's not a good thing.
Well, considering what we've both done while in a Gears of War match, I wonder if it's possible to take that to that level.
We'll never talk of that again. Anyway, working from home. It's fine. You'll get all over it. You'll learn to love it. You know, but put some structure in your day and switch off when you're supposed to. That's my main piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else, my friend? Before we get into the video games, I've had a bunch of questions from the lovely Facebook group. We will be featuring those later on in the show in case you're wondering. Not that we want you to just skip ahead, but it will come at some point between now and the end of the recording. There you go, keeping that vague for you. Just let you know it's on the horizon.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
All
right. One thing I found interesting about the world we're in is that I've all of a sudden found out all of the, what are they called now, subscriptions I had to services that I never knew had my email address. They're all sending me emails going like, because of this is what I'm doing. I'm like, brilliant, unsubscribe. Who the hell are you? Unsubscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but you are seeing some good ones as well. I like it when the corporations tell me what they're doing generally, but also more specifically how they're treating their staff. Yeah, I think that's really important. And generally it'll be the ones that are doing good stuff that'll tell you, because you're not going to get an email from Weatherspoons, are you? Saying, nah, they can all fuck off. Go and work for Tesco. Yeah. No, it ain't going to happen, mate. Ain't going to happen.
No, not like that. Not like that.
Still getting my spam, though. I'm still getting, take me in your mouth, spam emails. I've got a hot one. I don't care what it is, and if it's hot or not, I'm not interested. Because I know you're not real.
You won't last 30 seconds watching this. And
even if you were real, I'm not interested because you're riddled with far worse than the coronavirus. Come on then, talk to me about what you've been playing.
I'm gonna have to because I've been too busy. So what I thought I'd do is, where we are and everything, I thought I'll use video games for a great purpose, which is escapism, just to take you away from the day-to-day dramas and tribulations of life. So I've been playing, Days Gone?
Rings a bell.
Days Gone is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. It was touted up there with, I think they always had like 4 exclusives towards the end of the PlayStation 4 life cycle. It was Days Gone, it was Spider-Man, it was God of War, and I think Last of Us 2 or something like that. Yeah. And it's like Sons of Anarchy meets Walking Dead.
All right.
So you're in a post-apocalyptic world. And there's zombies everywhere. And
of course there is.
I'm not exactly sure what started it, but I thought, well, why not have a taste of the future, maybe? And I picked it up. I remember it only came out sort of like last summer. And I seem to remember like there wasn't much fanfare about it, but I did see a lot of people who I like enjoying it. I remember like Phil, he was all over it. He was like, he probably platinumed it. But I picked it up because people noticed it was on the PlayStation sale, so I grabbed it for 25 quid. I thought I'll give it a go. And I kind of like it. So yeah, I wrote some stuff down to give you sort of a flavour, to give you the elevator pitch. So. You're Deacon St. John. You're part of a motorcycle gang, and it's been 2 years since shit went real. So there's been like at the start when you start playing, it's like 725 days gone, and like each day that happens during your play, it increments once again. So it's an ongoing journey for St. John. He's during this time he's lost a loved one. That gets told through the story, through cutscenes, through sort of playable memories, that sort of stuff. Yeah. And it kind of helps shape Deacon to sort of, again, to show that what can happen in 2 years. And even though he was part of a motorcycle gang, I think he's a bit too good looking and a bit too charming for that. He's like a bit too Nathan Drakey.
Yeah.
So this is almost like to see what happens if the shit went down and you were Nathan Drake. You'd probably end up like Deacon in 2 years' time. Big beard, really, really jaded, and just mostly out to look after himself. But look after himself and his mate. So as the game starts, there's you and your mate, and he's not well. So he has to hold himself up, and it's up to you to kind of get on with however it is that you survive in this world.
Yeah.
And it's all driven through. So it's like a third-person, stealthy, combat-y, shooty game. But the biggest mechanic to it is, as you'd expect, is resource. So the biggest element of traveling around is your motorbike. So you got your motorbike, and your motorbike it handles like hell to start with. I imagine that's what big Harley Davidsons feel like.
Yeah,
never ridden one myself. But of course, this thing has fuel, so you sort of have to be careful when you're traversing the world. Are you full throttle all the time? Do you really want to try and take a shortcut because your bike has damage to it as well? And at some point, do you just want to not use the accelerator and coast down the hill? Or do you find yourself in a real dire straits where you're out of fuel, or you just want to be super quiet, is you can just move the bike forward very slowly with your little tippy toesies. and that's happened a few times. You run out of fuel and you're like, oh, brilliant. I guess I get off and just go and explore, or I'll just follow the road. Like, I mean, every now and again you'll get like a little decline. You go, oh, I can put my feet up and. But what's really cool about it is it's essentially it's an RPG. Imagine like a fantasy RPG, but with the horses like a motorbike. So you've got a main quest going throughout an expanding open world. There are side quests. You've got factions. You've got weapon proficiencies. You've got quests. There's you're upgrading your bike as you go on, and I think the reason I didn't pick it up when it first turned up is that I think I probably had a bit of zombie fatigue. So I fell out of Walking Dead not long after the whole Negan thing happened. I've not even thought about watching it since the departure of Homeboy. But what I like about it is it takes itself seriously. It wants to try and tell a story, and there's obviously not many people around, and the only sort of NPCs that you ever encounter are people who work or exist in one of these factions, villages or fortresses sometimes, or bandits, or of course zombies.
Well, of course, yes.
Because what would be a zombie game without zombies? What you might remember is whenever they pitched this game a long
Box
time ago.
quotes of the century. Love it.
You may have seen that they were demonstrating the tech by demonstrating a horde of zombies.
Yeah.
Not just one or two, but like a wave of zombies coming for you, and you're running away and throwing Molotovs or trying to kite them around to where barrels are to blow them up. And it does that. It kind of does that. It makes you very wary of the world because you can get overpowered very quickly.
Yeah.
And there's a day and night cycle as well. And of course, they only come out at night. Well, they come out a lot more at night.
Yeah,
so sometimes you'll think, well, I need to go over there and I wanted to speak to that person to essentially hand that quest in and start the next chain. I could fast travel there because I've been there before. It'll still use an amount of fuel. Or I could stay here and sleep, and it'll be morning, and I'll ride there directly because on the way that something might happen. I might find somebody who's been tied up, and I can release them, and I can tell them which of the faction towns to go to for safety, and depending on which one I choose, gives me a benefit with each one.
Yeah,
and not only that, so the currency this took me a while to get as well. It doesn't do a good job of holding your hand. I will say, I guess. Is that the currency it's like favour, but you acquire favour with ears of zombies that you kill.
Right.
And thankfully you haven't got to stop and pick them up. If you just walk past it, it's like zombie ear. So when you have a bunch of them and you go to a faction place, I was just like hitting the button and say, right, sell all. And I'd be at the next camp. I'm like, where's all my money? And you realise, well, it's obviously it's per faction, you dickhead, hence the name. So one of them
so do they accept different parts of the zombie as the favour?
No, they don't. And of course, you also gain trust with these camps by doing the story missions that sort of start you off there. And then as your trust level builds up, you've got upgrades there. You can upgrade your bike, you can buy different weapons. Because I find myself, I think I very much enjoy fighting humans. So if it's like bandit camp over there, go and take them out. I'm like, fantastic. It'll already tell me straight away there's 12 people there. So I'll camp down in some long grass because, do you know what I mean? Stealth. And then I'll do, and I'll get my binoculars out and I'll zoom in and I'll tag people because, Far Cry. And then I'll think to myself, well, what do I want to do? Can I attract people over by throwing rocks? I mean, all good, typical sort of stealth mechanics.
Yeah.
And if you can get close to somebody, you can one-shot kill them with a melee attack, and no one's the wiser. You can set booby traps, or if shit gets real, you're in a firefight, and that's difficult. It doesn't have a particularly easy to manage, particularly early on, accuracy, or you don't necessarily feel at one. I don't feel like I'm pulling off headshots like I'm playing Gears of War because I'm not playing Gears of War, but. So again, I think it's made me kind of contemplate how I tackle different situations in that game. And yeah, I'd say there's no counter, but maybe 30 hours into it.
All right, that's decent, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a real nice tone to it. Like I say, it takes itself seriously, and I'm glad that it does. There's not a lot of music to it. There's not a lot of songs. When you're out and about on your bike, it's nice that you just have this sort of underlying sort of score, this thing that kind of makes you feel a little bit lost, a little bit alone, a little bit empty, seeking something, if you like. And it spices things up with but there is some government around still because he keeps seeing these helicopters, and before you know it, he's got a radio mic just to speak to one of them guys, and there might be a connection to that loved one that he's lost, and we're not too sure if she's dead or not, but we don't know.
Intrigue, love it.
Yeah. So I'm genuinely enjoying it.
Okay, cool. How far do you think you're in? Do you think you got much to do?
It feels like it. The progression's weird because it doesn't just sort of. They're called storylines, and each storyline that you have many storylines going at a time, and you might complete what you consider to be a mission that you go to the quest giver at some point.
Yeah.
But you may progress two of them at once because one of them will be the actual main goal for that storyline, and the other one might just be around bringing up reputation with the faction that you're working with. So
yeah,
you never quite know what's going to happen next. I know I need to go there because that's where all the good stuff is right now. But I can never quite anticipate, is this going to be a go out and rescue something mission? Is it going to be a defending our base from the zombies mission? I'm not too sure. But that horde mechanic that they built in is fucking terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I hadn't seen it. I'd only seen it in those demos, and obviously in some of the videos of the game. But I was crouched down. I was being dead ninja. And I was about 3 or 4 of these zombies. I was like, right, he's facing that way. That seems to be his thing. And I just sort of panned the camera around to look behind me, and there was maybe 7 zombies wide snake of them just going past where I was up into the woods, and I sat there thinking, don't say a word.
Don't fucking breathe.
No. And it's often a game makes you sort of go, oh, I don't know. I don't know how on earth I'm ever supposed to deal with this kind of a situation. But due to story beats, it does force you into that situation. But it also, by that point, you've learned that there's a lot of things at your disposal. So you're doing a lot of crafting on the fly. You've got all the scrap that you're picking up, and you're using that to fix your bike or to put some nails into a bit of wood so your melee weapon's a bit better. And setting up that sort of path so you can imagine which way they'll swarm, and be able to pop this little focus time meter that goes a nice little slow motion where I'm going to shoot something with that, aren't I? And like I say, I've only done it the once, and I think how it worked as a mechanic is if you were to continue running indefinitely, there's obviously a limit to what it can do, but it's not. You don't have to shoot every single zombie that you can see in that pack almost.
Yeah.
The pack itself has some kind of a health bar.
Right.
So you're constantly going to have this swarm continue to follow you. It's great that you're taking out the ones that are right on your ass.
Yeah.
But it's never going to stop until you find a way to stop it.
Yeah.
And yeah, exhilarating as hell.
Oh, man, that sounds really cool.
It is, man. For 25 quid. Well, it was 20 quid if you were a PlayStation Plus member. I wasn't at the time. I thought there's no point paying for a month that I won't use. I'll just pay the extra $5 for the game.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's good or bad maths.
You've never been good at subscription maths, mate, so don't worry about it.
No.
We'll give you a pass on that one.
So yeah, Days Gone. I don't know if it's still on cheap. I think you can probably get it dirt cheap if you wanted to get it off eBay or get a physical copy if they exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But knock yourself out. I had a lot of fun with that.
Cool.
And the other thing really is, again, because I got, well, 2 reasons really. So because I got the setup with the 2 screens on my PC, and also just because there's a lot of talk about trying to keep engaged with each other while we're all sort of isolated. And I thought, I've always wondered about this fucking streaming thing. How do you do that? Because you can have overlays, I know. You can put your camera on there. You can do all manner of funky shit. So I did a bit of recon on Google, and it was like, what did I go for? What did I get? Streamlabs OBS.
Okay.
I watched a 5-minute video, and it was like, this is how you do it. And I got in there and set up a scene. It took me five minutes, and I was live streaming me playing. And as I was doing it, I was looking at my stream on one window, and I was like, I wonder if I can move my camera around in real time. Oh, it does move in real time. Like, this is fucking brilliant. So I haven't actually done an actual formal stream. That was just very much a test that Neil popped in and said hello.
Okay, so when are you going to start streaming properly, and what are you going to be streaming?
So what I want to stream is Faster Than Light.
Okay.
Which I've got almost 500 hours in, and I've completed it multiple times on easy, but I've only got to the boss once on medium. Right. So I thought, maybe if I could, and I certainly have the time. It's almost like I need the inclination and a kick up the arse. Is my aim was kind of like to stream at least one medium attempt a day, like straight after work. As soon as I finish work, click the button, fire up FTL, do a medium run, and just slowly go through it methodically and thinking about it a bit more and taking it seriously. Yeah, might do that daily.
Okay, that sounds like good.
At the very most, it'll be like half an hour. A good run could probably be half an hour. I don't know.
Right. No, it's good, mate. Good. Do it. Make it happen.
Oh, I did reach out to Alan. I was like, yeah, I was going to use YouTube something, unless anyone's got any reasons not to. And I think the consensus was, yeah, because no,
nobody uses that, right?
Yeah, no one watches that fella. Sort yourself out. Get yourself on Twitch.
Right, digital wise, for me, still more Returnal. Not as much of late. I think I'm, and I count this as a blessing. Don't get me wrong. I'm kind of in a position where I'm probably doing a little more than I normally do work wise. So things have ramped up a little bit. So. Tie that in with just the stir craziness of being at home all the time. I've found myself to be pretty tired and whacked out by the end of the day. So I've turned to YouTube a lot, and whatever my current jam is, I'll just disappear down rabbit holes.
Yeah, man.
Nothing to report of any comedy value there, unfortunately, at the moment. However, I did have a dabble with a mobile game, and I thought I just need something chill. I need something chill to have on my phone. So don't ask me how I ended up at this, but I got a game called It's Literally Just Lawn Mowing. Okay, that's the name of the game. If you search, It's Literally Just Lawn Mowing, right? I'll tell you, it's great. It's a beautiful game. It looks great. There's ads after every couple of levels, but you're not spending any money. You're mowing lawns. You're ranking up. You're unlocking butterflies. You're unlocking chests. There's the unlock over time mechanic that you'll see with certain games. Oh, unlock this chest, it takes 2 hours. Unlock this chest, it takes 8 hours. And this epic chest, it takes a complete day. No, I'm cool with that, because you get into your min-maxing, then don't you? Do your 3 hour chest during the day, and you wait till about 10:30, 11 o'clock, do your 8 hour chest, so that opens up first thing in the morning. And you're unlocking parts for your mower, because it's a ride-on mower. So you're getting upgraded wheels, upgraded bodies, upgraded seats. Every time you rank up, you get a new hat, etc. There's no leaderboards. There's no high scores or anything. You're just mowing fucking lawns, mate.
Your own lawn? Someone else's lawn? Or does that matter?
No, you're just going... You're like each street has 3 properties that need to be mowed. Sometimes it's a house, sometimes it's a park, sometimes it could be a football pitch. It's just mindless. It's mindless.
It's just lawn mowing.
It's just mowing a fucking lawn, honestly. But I think there's something about it, because the grass is really long and it's blowing around in the wind, and there's just something very nice. And I don't know if it's like the not so much OCD. I think the word OCD is thrown around far too much, but that sweet feeling when
a
completionist, a neatness thing, yeah. And when you neatly complete a lawn, and it just makes all the right noises. It does all the right things on screen to make you feel like, oh, little release of endorphin, and I'm ready. Oh, got a chest for that. That's brilliant. And I'm gonna switch it off for a couple of hours because I'm waiting for a chest to open. I could pay to unlock it quicker, but you know what? I think I've had my fill of mowing lawns for the time being, so I'll wait. Yeah, it's literally just mowing lawns or lawn mowing, whichever one it is.
iOS, you say?
Yes.
Is it a top-down thing?
Yeah, it's a sort of top-down, third-person. Honestly, I'm not.
It's literally mowing the lawn.
I'm not even selling this as a guys. You need to check this out. I'm just giving you my experience because it felt good. It ticked the box that I needed ticking. It was chill. No, there's no leaderboards, no challenges, nothing like that. It's just mow your fucking lawns, mate. Do what you want. Get some bonuses, maybe. I think you get your first lawn of the day. Get you some extra gems. Yeah, that's about the size of it. There's a little football on the football pitch, and you can pop that in the back of the net, and you might. I don't know if you get a bonus, but there's a bit of noise and a whistle gets blown or something. I thought, oh, that's cool. Yeah, they didn't have to do that. But yeah, I've since deleted it. There's only so much lawn mowing I can do, but it scratched an itch for a couple of weeks, and I'm just amazed that shit like this exists. Seriously.
How's your lawn looking? Like yours?
Don't look at it, mate. What the eye don't see, the heart don't bleed over. All right. Okay. You ever seen? You've played The Last of Us, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, my back garden's like something from The Last of Us.
Oh, are the drafts getting?
It's been reclaimed by nature. Okay. Which is great because I'll get a whole variety of wildlife out there probably that I don't look at. So, oh, apologies. I've got my Facebooks open, haven't I? So I'm getting pings from various things. Oh, that's going to annoy the shit out of me. Bear with me a second. Close that. Oh, fuck. All right, that might work. It might not. Anyway, I've lost Matthew. There's your face. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so from a digital perspective, I think that's about it for the time being. I'm sorry, I wish I had more to talk about, but I honestly have been I have been busy and life's been good to me. Life continues to be good to me, and I'm thankful every day, particularly with what's going on at the moment. You know, that I have what I have. And I have to kind of remind myself of that from time to time. There's a lot of shit going on out there at the moment. There's a lot of people suffering. A lot less fortunate people than I. So I'm counting myself as one of the lucky ones and being thankful.
Testify.
Yes, testify. All right, I think we're going to take a break. Well, I know you sent me a little request earlier, Matthew. So there's a little bit of cheeky chip tunage while we go and top our drinks up, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back. I think that's our first REM track, isn't it? Maybe. Don't know. Okay. Well, let's move on. We are now entering the we're entering the analog space, and boy, I've been having a whale of a time recently. I've got to say. Obviously, up until a few weeks ago, it's been doing my regular meets up with Darren and the likes. What have I played recently that's been good? Game called Horrified. One of Darren's. I enjoyed that. That's it's got a bit of a pandemic vibe to it, but it's all set around. I think I can remember which studio it is. It might be the old Warner Brothers. Sort of classic monsters like the creature from the Black Lagoon and Dracula and what have you. That's quite an interesting title. I could recommend that as almost as a family game. It's cooperative. Everyone's working together to try and do. Each monster has an individual thing you need to do in order to take them down, and it's like you do your move, then the monster does their thing, and there's various survivors on the board that you need to protect from the monsters as well. And if you lose too many of those, you lose the game. All in all, I think it's a great little title. Go and check it out, people. Another family-oriented title I could recommend is Disney Villainous. Again, it's it's one of those family-friendly games, but it's got enough depth to make it something that adults can enjoy massively. And the starter set, you get 6. Basically, you're playing as the villains from the classic Disney films. So I think in the starter set you'll get Captain Hook, you'll get Prince John from Robin Hood, you'll get Ursula from Little Mermaid, and I think a couple of others as well. But they've all got their own little thing that they need to do in order to win. And you've got this mat in front of you where you've got your villain token, and every turn you have to relocate to another part of your board, your own personal board, and you can only do the actions that are available on that board. So it might be gain more power, or you can play a card from your hand, or you can do something else. There's about 4 or 5 different things that you can do, but one of the things you can do is you can draw 2 cards from another player's fate deck, which is kind of like, it's a deck full of all the good guys from that particular film. So if you were up against Captain Hook, you'd be drawing the likes of Peter Pan and Tinkerbell and etc., and the Lost Boys. Not to be confused with Kiefer Sutherland and his young fangness. But, yeah, that's good. That's good. I really enjoyed that as well. It's quite asynchronous in its gameplay, insofar as each villain has their own kind of thing that they need to do, so they'll all play a little differently. So it's all about working out how to best play as that villain in order to win overall.
I was about to ask how Disney are. Were Disney always good or happy to put their IP on board games, or is it because of New Disney?
I think maybe New Disney has a different view compared to old Disney, but I mean, I'm sure there are examples out there, but I struggle to find generally what would happen is when a Disney game came out, it had an awful mechanic with Disney slapped all over it. So it ended up being a shitty game that you'd end up buying in a bargain bin in Toys R Us. Whereas Villainous really, really is a good game. And they're doing a of course they're doing a Marvel version. Yeah, so there'll be Thanos and all that good stuff.
Castle of Illusion. Before someone says, well, there were video game versions of it. That was all right.
No, mate, I'm all up in the video game Disney stuff.
Aladdin was all right.
Yeah. They. I tell you what, they were knocking it out of the park in the early to mid 90s in the 16-bit era. They really were.
That was the duck on a pogo stick. Scrooge McDuck.
Okay.
What was the show? Where he dies into
DuckTales.
No, that was the aeroplane.
Okay. Scrooge McDuck show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll come to me. Matters not.
Animaniacs. Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons on the Super Nintendo. I love that game. It's awesome. Yeah. No, I'm talking about physical board games now. Disney historically not been very good. Not been very good at all. But they've pulled it out their ass with Villainous. So else so then we went post-event. So then the event happened, yes, and we all had to stay indoors, and it got us all thinking a little differently. And I've always joked historically about, well, come the end times, I'll be all right because I've got loads of board games, but it's finding the time to play them. And obviously now I don't have physical contact with people anymore. I can't get Darren up on a Sunday and we sit and play stuff. So I'll be leaning back onto all my solo games. Maybe taking a couple of light games. If I ever end up leaving the house and bumping into the missus. But we have to look at other solutions. And hey, gamers, we're built for this shit. We've got this, guys and gals. We've got this. We've been training to stay indoors for years. All right. So we've been there's me and a bunch of board gamers within the community. We've been kind of threatening to do something virtual for a good while, and this kind of forced our hand and kicked our ass into gear a little bit. So I was involved in the first of hopefully many D&D gaming sessions. I know. It started on Sunday. So there's me, there's Disco Beaver, there's Ancient Gamer, there's Steve-O, and there is our beautiful GM, who's Todd, one of our community managers. And
I bet he's a fucking brilliant DM.
Oh mate, well,
I bet he oozes out of him.
He's good. He's got experience of doing it. And so what we're running at the moment is the D&D Rick and Morty edition. So he's basically playing as Rick, who's the DM, and we've each got our own characters, and they're all based on characters in the show. So you've got Morty, you've got the wife and the daughter, and you've got Jerry the wizard. Right, and so I'm Jerry. and Todd, bless him, he really throws himself into this. So he's actually GMing as Rick, and he's coming out with all this shit, and he's favouring up to his daughter, and he's giving me shit all the time. He basically almost killed me on the first encounter just because I was Jerry, and it was fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. So we spent a good few hours doing that. We tussled with a little bit of the tech, but we finally got down to it in the end. And,
so what is the tech solution? Is it Roll20 or something?
Yeah, so Roll20 will be the platform on which you go, and then your players will, as long as you get yourself on a common conference call solution, and there's plenty out there. We used Zoom to begin with, and I think we ended up going back to Zoom by the end of it. I think at the time Zoom had a 20-minute timer, and I think they may have lifted that since we did our thing on Sunday. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, if there's one regret in my life that I'm hoping to put right is never got it to play enough role-playing games. There was a couple of times when I came round to yours, and we had fantastic times, didn't we? We had a couple of sessions with your mate. Was it Paul? I can't remember his name now.
Oh gosh, yes, it was Biscuit Wolverine.
So it was like yeah. So there was me, you, and Biscuit, and there was Jim
Fizzy
and Russ
there, maybe.
Yeah, and every time I've got involved in one of these things, it's always been an absolute ball. And I know there can be a stigma attached to like the D&D thing. However, I think Stranger Things, oddly enough, has really brought that back in a big way, because it's all, the opening scene of the first season is the lads in the basement playing D&D.
Yeah, and super nerdy, but make it look super fun.
Yeah, it is super nerdy, but it is also super fun. And, and it's one of those things that you don't necessarily need the physicality of the grid and the characters, and you don't need miniatures, and you can literally play D&D through the theatre of the mind, which is predominantly what we did on our first session, while we're just, Roll20 is a great solution. I would say it's not something you can just open up and start doing great stuff with straight away. There is a difficulty curve that you need to ascend.
Is that even as a player?
As a player, it's a lot better. It's massively helpful if the GM knows Roll20, and to be fair, Todd knows enough to get by. And
so I need to ask questions about how it works for you as a player. So, do you have any visibility of rolls? As in dice rolls?
Yeah, so we've got all our character sheets. So I got to see my character sheet in advance. Obviously,
and is that all on the screen? There's no literally all digital.
Oh, that was so you get allocated access to those things. So I could go into the game before it even started, and the GM has complete control over what certain players can see. So he obviously assigned. I'd chosen this character. So he was then able to assign me with the ability to go in and view my character's stats, what their spells were, so I could go away to the rule book and, gen up on the spells, what the casting, effect was, and how often I can cast it, etc., etc. So it is quite flexible. I think it can be as good or as bad as the person knowing what they're doing with it. And I've been watching some tutorials because, hey, guess what? I've kind of got the bug now, and I would like to be in a position where I can start GMing games. I'm looking at different systems. I'm looking at more affordable solutions. Some a little more old school. So I've got a couple of systems I'm researching at the moment. There's one called Whitebox, which I picked up. You can actually get that free. You can get that free online as a PDF. I think I paid a couple of quid for the printed version. A lot of these things you can buy on Amazon, and it's a print-on-demand service that Amazon do, and the quality is really good. But I like to have something physical in my hand. Another system I've bought into and I'm exploring is one called Basic Fantasy. Now, and again, this is similar. This is based on they're all sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? These are all based on an early D&D system designed by Gygax, and he kind of released it as open source eventually. So you get that allowed all of these companies then to sort of take bits from that old school RPGs and kind of adapt it to make it their own. You roll in. So with Whitebox, through character creation, you've got your 6 standard stats. You roll in 3d6. For each stat. There's a little bit of flexibility. You can move things around. You've got 3-4 character classes. You've got a fighter, a cleric, a magic user, and a thief. You've got some racial. You can go non-human. There'll be some bonuses there. So if you could go dwarf, go halfling, go elf. So while you might have some plus stats to certain saving throws, you will be reduced on the amount of the maximum level you can go to for that character. So you could have a dwarf fighter, but only have a cap out at level 6. Whereas if you had a human fighter, go all up to level 10.
Okay.
So, but I'm in the process of learning all that at the moment, because I want to be in a position that when I contact you, Matt, and say, you and some other people, do you want to run a little dungeon, and we'll probably spend a little time online beforehand rolling your character. We could just sit for an hour. I could explain you the rules, and we'll roll your character while we're talking through it, and I'll take you through the character creation process and my thought process behind how I'm house ruling the rule set, because that I mean, one of the first paragraphs in the book is, you can do what you want with these rules. Do what you want with them. This is the framework on which you're building your experience for you and your players. Yeah, it's great. I'm loving it. I've got getting the beard for it as well.
Oh, man, I'm well jealous. And also, I guess the best thing about doing it virtually is you haven't got to worry about the DM screen.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. Not unless I screen share the wrong bit.
So does that support? So it doesn't support any VoIP at all. It's all of your communications held outside that.
No, there's voice. There's full voice and video within Roll20 itself. I believe it's a little janky. So people normally have a go-to exterior. You know, if it was voice only, a lot of people use Discord. I like to actually see the pain on people's faces and the hilarity that ensues. So I prefer video and voice. So, but there's so many different solutions out there at the moment. And we're all sat at home doing fuck all. So now is the time to get your nerd on, people.
Yeah, man, get busy, boy.
Yeah, get busy with the D20. Would you prefer ascending or descending armor class?
Descending.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I could do either, mate.
Good.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
Got to keep some things tradition.
Of course you do, mate. Of course you do. But I'll keep you posted on that. We're scheduled to meet again on Sunday. We're doing okay. None of us have died yet. But I love just hearing Todd doing his Rick. He's great. Honestly, love that guy. He throws his heart and soul into it, as you know, with the work he's done for us in the past. So thank you, Todd, for what you're doing so far. Don't ever change, my friend.
Bless him.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's about it from a board gaming perspective. I'm sure there are some questions relating to both analog and digital within the questions that were thrown at us today via the lovely people of the Facebook group.
I trust you've got this.
I do, yes, I do. Should we do it now?
Yeah. Do you know how to? I hate to patronise you, old man, but you know how to make sure it's in chronological order, don't you?
I'm just. It doesn't need to be in chronological order. It just needs to be the order I see it on the screen. Okay, but I'm going to start with Dougie. I'm going to start with Dougie because he had to message me privately because I think he's on the naughty step from Facebook. I can't for the life of me think why. He does get wound up. You're so easily triggered, Dougie. You just need to let him get on with it. Get on with it. Right. Okay. His question is, what is both of ours work from home game? He's been playing a lot of the new free-to-play Battle Royale, Call of Duty Warzone. He recommends it to anyone who likes a bit of shooty action, but be warned it's fucking hard. And also, have we both been watching any good shows while we're working? Again, he can recommend Tiger King. It's a Netflix documentary about batshit crazy Americans who breed tigers. Only a few episodes in, but it's bloody brilliant. Anyway, he's off now for some working from home gaming. Much love, Dougie.
Bless you, Dougie.
Actually, yeah. So remind me to come back to Dougie at the very end because he did send another question. So we've got a couple that need fielding there. Okay, work from home game. Actually, when I'm working from home, and it sounds very adult and responsible, but I do my work from home stuff. I think maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I may have broken off every 3 hours to open a chest in It's Literally Just Lawn Mowing. But if any, it is just, it was those reward breaks that, you do an hour's worth of work, you take a break for 5 minutes, and it just helps. It just helps keep you focused. What about yourself from a work from home game?
Lately, none. I'm kind of with you, but in the past, it was always wonderful and dangerous to have Peggle open in a corner.
Oh yes.
No one puts Peggle in the corner.
And in terms of a watching recommendation, what recommendations can you throw out to our lovely listening public right now?
Not a lot, I'm afraid. I've not had time to sit in front of the telly.
No, okay. Well, me and the good lady are working our way slowly through The Stranger on Netflix. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting. I was sitting there watching the first episode. I thought, I kind of recognise that guy, the lead guy, and it was Thorin from The Hobbit. But he was. Well, I know you didn't, mate. I know. But yeah, it's Thorin from The Hobbit. Thorin Oakenshield or whatever his name is.
Good name.
Oakenfoot. Oh, so yeah. Anyway, The Stranger. It's all right. It's all right. That's the official Matthew Moore review scale. It's all right. Covers a multitude of sins. Right. So, Dougie, we're coming back to you at the end. So let's get on to the main thrust of it. Stephen Schofield, he said, "What game is going to be your escape from this madness?" Well, it sounds like I'm not going to speak for Matthew. It sounds like he's already nailed. I've got some games in mind, but there isn't one that I'm kind of itching to play. I know it sounds really strange, but with everything that's going on at the moment, I find it really hard to completely switch off. And I don't know whether that's just me or a lot of people can resonate with that statement. But, in order for me to enjoy a game to its fullest, I need to be able to switch off completely. So maybe D&D is the escape.
Well, there's no end to that in theory.
No, there isn't, mate.
No, you keep going.
No.
Yeah, I'll keep playing Days Gone for now, just so I can see that it could be worse.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that question, Stephen. Much appreciated. Ricky Godden. He asks, what would you recommend as a starter physical board/card game for a solo player to pass the time during lockdown? He says, stay safe, gents. Looking forward to the show. Thank you for that question, Ricky. Now, this is an interesting one, and it's kind of one that I see getting asked an awful lot. And there's no shame in asking it because we all start somewhere. My recommendation, because everyone's going to, I've said this a few times before, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one, and some of them stink. So my recommendation might not be the right games for you. Because you've not played many solo board games, you're yet to discover what sits within your wheelhouse of these are the ones that I want to go for. So I would say to anybody who's thinking of picking themselves up some solo action, there's obviously a load of digital board games that you can play online. But if there's something physical that you want and that you crave, then get yourself over to Board Game Geek, or just go onto Google and search People's Choice Top 200 solo games. And there's a 2019 poll, and this is done by the Board Game Geek community, so they'll all submit their votes. And they do a great job over there. It's all collated and aggregated, and you'll be able to see where it was in previous years and how many places it's moved up and down. And there's commentary associated with each one. And you can you could start at number one and go down from there. Even if you're going down into the low hundreds, you're still going to be getting a good game, So much cardboard getting released week in, week out. It's insane. So, for example, if I just look at the top 25, I can give you my one sentence review of what I think of it. So at number 25, you've got Legendary Marvel deck building game. Really good fun, plenty of replayability. Sleeving is a must. Role player at number 24. I own it. I've played it. I really like it. Well worth checking out. With all of these, go and check YouTube reviews. It will help you. 23, Analogue. Never played it. Couldn't tell you. 22, Legendary Encounters, an alien deck building game. Another one out of the Legendary stable. This game is fantastic. It'll kick your ass. The thing about solo games is you don't want them to be too easy, because you'll play it once and defeat it and go, oh, is that it?
I win.
No, you want a challenge, and so thematic, and it's just an outstanding game. Number 21, Eldritch Horror. Great. It's a beast to set up. It hogs the table, but it's worth it. It's worth the investment in my book. Number 20, Friday, one of the first solo games I ever bought. It's just a small form factor card game. You'll be able to pick it up for under £15. It's great. Look, but don't read the rule book. Watch how to play on YouTube. Number 19, Race for the Galaxy. I have the digital version. I've not played it. I just picked it up in the sale, but I heard nothing but good things about it. Number 18, Renegade. Not played it. Couldn't tell you. 17, Wingspan. Hear loads of good things about that. It's a good family game. Don't know how it plays solo, but clearly it's in the top 20, so it must solo well. 16, At the Gates of Loyang. Not played it. Heard nothing but good things about it. Probably a Euro-type game, I would imagine. Nemo's War 2nd Edition, number 15. I own this game. I love it. It's brilliant. It's deeply thematic. It's not the cheapest game, but it's well worth getting. 14, A Feast for Odin. An absolute fucking beast of a heavyweight game. Love it. I couldn't for the life of me want to recommend it for a new player, though. It would scare the living bejesus out of you. But, if you get into it and you want to get your think on with more board games, Feast for Odin is definitely a recommendation. The Gaia Project at 13, not played it, couldn't comment on it. Viticulture at 12, hear good things about it all the time. Not played it though. Seventh Continent, I own this. It's great. This is the closest thing to a choose your own adventure in a box. I could quite highly recommend this. The classic edition is available directly from Serious Pulp, the makers, for £60. Number 10, Too Many Bones. I don't have it, although I have got a sizable Kickstarter investment delivering any day now, any week now. So I can't wait to play that. I love the chip theory games. Number 9, Lord of the Rings, the card game. I owned this for ages, and I couldn't get into it. And then I went back to it, and I loved it. It's brilliant. Love it. Plays well solo, but you're going to have to two-hand it. Okay, you'll be playing as two characters. Number 8, Robinson Crusoe, Adventures on the Cursed Island. What an amazing game. It will kick your fucking arse so hard, but you'll enjoy every second of it. It's absolutely fantastic. Number 7, Arkham Horror, the card game, from the same stable as the people that bought you the Lord of the Rings card game. If you like your Lovecraft, this is definitely one to pick up. Again, you'll be playing as two characters minimum. You can play pure solo, but that will really stamp on your balls. Number 6, Gloomhaven. Massive box, massive game, massive replayability. Would it be your first game? I'm not sure, but it's certainly one to look at once you get your feet wet. At 5, we've got Scythe. I have played this a couple of times. I think it's okay. Other people will like it more. Number 4, Aeon's End. I have this. It's a deck building game. It's fantasy. It's terrific. You'll be multi-handing for solo. There may be a pure solo version, but I've not played it like that. I've always played it as a cooperative game. Number 3, Terraforming Mars. You'll have heard me talk about it on the last show. I absolutely adore this game. I really do. I think it's terrific. Digital version is available if you want to go and check it out. Number 2, Mage Knight. This has been sat at the top top of the tree for God knows how many years. I have this. I've yet to play it. It's on my shelf of shame. So this becomes a high candidate of one that I will probably bust out now I have the time, because it is again, it's very crunchy, it's very heavy, and but ultimately it's super rewarding, I understand, by all accounts. And at number 1, you've got a game called Spirit Island, which I don't know too much about, and I don't know enough about to speak to it. But again, it's kind of one of those games that polarizes people. Some people absolutely adore it. Some people didn't feel the love when they played it. Either way, it's earned its way up to the number 1 spot last year at number 2, and in 2017 it was at 37. So constant climber.
Hang on a minute. How does a game be 37 one year and then 2 years later be number 1?
Okay, so this is your difference between board games and video games. So video games predominantly is all about the hot newness. Okay, it's the cult of the new, it's the latest thing, and people consume them and devour them, and then they will invariably not go back to older games unless it comes in very cheap. But that's the great thing about video games, is they do go cheap on a regular basis, or within a short amount of time. With board games, they hold the price. They sometimes get released to a very small fanfare, and sometimes it can be a grower. It will grow and gain popularity as more people play it and more people talk about it. But hey, guess what? It was a very short-run game, so then people are clamouring for the reprint, and then maybe a Kickstarter gets put up for the reprint and a second edition, etc., etc. So things can and often will go from obscurity to amazing over a period of time. Yeah,
I guess that makes sense.
No, does, mate, does.
Well, a very comprehensive answer.
It was. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bang on so much, but it is a question that is asked of me a lot. So I wanted to make sure that I could field it for the benefit of everybody. Right, what have I got next? Jace. Okay. Oh, he's being rude, as standard. Sean Regan. Hi, Sean. He says he's running low on hobnobs. The king of biscuits. What's the worst beverage and biscuit combo? Have fun, gays. I'm sure, is that a typo, or did he mean that? Okay. Stay safe and well. Either way, thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
What's your worst beverage and biscuit combo, Matthew?
I've never seen the appeal of dipping something in milk.
Oh, you mean like a milk and cookies thing? But you dunk a cookie in a brew, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Is it the heat?
I don't know. I think there's a pureness to milk.
So if it was hot milk, would it be any better? Or is that a no-no?
I don't know. I think I've got a microwave. I'll find out.
Yeah. We could go halfway, couldn't you? It actually ties in with my worst combo would be Garibaldi and breast milk.
Is that by science?
No, I just imagined what would the rankest thing be.
Yeah.
And Garibaldi's a shit, and I imagine breast milk's horrid. Well, it's for babies. It's not for big beardy blokes. I don't mind emulating the extraction method, but if anything ends up in my mouth, mate, sorry, I'm spitting that back over your knockers. Thanks and all that, love. Anyway, Paul Stark. Now that you're all bored of playing Pandemic, what board game would you like the world to play next? Listen, like I just said, there's so many different games out there. If we say the world, and you're saying the world all stuck at home, potentially with family and kids, so we want to try and find a game that covers as many bases as possible. Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride. If you're on your own, if there's only two of you and you want to add another player, and you've got an Alexa, you've got Amazon Echo, you just say, Alexa, play Ticket to Ride. She'll teach you the rules. If you've never played it before, she'll ask you, do you know the rules? Yes or no. If you say no, she'll actually talk you through the setup of the game. And if she already knows the rules, fine. She just joins you as an extra player. Just amazing. So you'll never be stuck for somebody to play Ticket to Ride with if you've got an Amazon Echo. But aside from that, it's a great family game. Kids get involved, missus get involved. You know, I'd say get the dog involved, but maybe that's not the best idea. But you know, it's a good family friendly game. But there's loads more. No, that's just my opinion. It's like an arsehole. Anyway, Adam Boyne, he says, with all the fantastic games coming out this year, the You're Ashamed team have a tough job on their hands. If you could only buy one game this year, digital or physical, video or cardboard, what would it be and why? Oh, that's a tough one.
Well, I don't know what else is coming out this year. I know that new Doom game just came out and all that.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
If I was looking at, I don't know, that Persona 5 Royal Edition came out.
Oh, yeah.
Always coming out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hearing about all these sweet Animal Crossings, man. That could be the digital game for me, my friend. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a lot of people having fun with that. You know,
wasting a lot of time.
My timeline's full of it. And you know what? That's great. That's great. And I'm seeing things, and it's all like Tom Nook's a twat and blah blah and scorpions and whatever. And I think great. Knock yourselves out, guys.
Is that the game where whatever time of day it actually is the time of day in the game? Is that summit?
I don't know. It could be. It could be. I don't mind. Whatever. Yeah, let's have it. Let's have it. All I can see is a load of people enjoying it and loving the ass out of it. So all power to them. And good looking trying to find a new Switch.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Terry Hibbard he says, so as we're locked in, coronavirus free, which celebrity beau would you want to be isolated with?
What's a beau?
Oh, I don't know.
How's it spelled? B-A-U?
Yeah.
Is that like a best friend or something like that?
It's like a beauty. You know, hotness. Which celebrity hotness would you like to be isolated with?
Oh, I don't know.
You should have. These have been on the fucking wall all day, mate. You could have pre-scanned these and I'd start having to think about it, couldn't you? But no, you're too busy saving lives, ain't you? Yeah, you inconsiderate fuckbag.
You're the one editing it. It'll take you longer.
Yeah. Yeah, go on then. Who would it be? Assume, and we'll work on assumption here. Your missus has given you permission. All right, I'd work it out. Right, you've had full permission from the missus. You're going to get isolated with some level of hotness.
Christina Ricci.
Okay. What would you get up to during this our time of quarantine?
I don't know. Also, but before she lost all the weight, I don't know. I imagine she'd be mad into Rock Band.
Yeah. On the maintenance scale, where do you think she sits?
I've got no concept.
I don't know. Does she strike you as a batshit mental bird, or does she seem like chillaxed and?
There's always an element of all of it. There's always going to be.
You just like sticking your hand in the chocolate box without looking, don't you? Going, what am I going to get today? Is it a walnut whip? Eh? Or is it a fucking nut thing, or is it not fudge? Oh, fudge my fucking teeth. Right, well, I actually did put some thought into this, and my initial thought was going to be Becca Scott from she does YouTube Villainous. She's all right. She's one of the hot gingers. Hot gingers, loves the board games. Loves all that geeky stuff. Geek and Sundry, you'll find her associated with. She's a lovely lass. But then I thought, as much as I'd like that, I think she could be a little high maintenance, and I'd probably end up killing her. All right, because she's one of these. She's a little too effervescent for my liking. All right, bit too enthusiastic. I don't know if that's just like her persona for video. I'm sure she's a lovely lass. Okay. And if I bumped into her in the street, of course I'd love to sit down and have a coffee with her, talk about all that lovely nerdery. So I had to settle for Nigella. Because I know
so many reasons.
Well, she's going to take care of business while we're in lockdown. She's going to be doing she's going to be doing some great stuff in the kitchen, and I want to get my willy kissed. Yeah. And she's mucky. You know she's mucky. She's so mucky, it's unbelievable. So there you go, Nigella. Thank you, Terry. Adam Edwards, Adamski, says if you had the ability to suspend isolation in a video game world, which one would it be? He's already bagged Dead or Alive, Extreme Beach Volleyball. So jog on, fellas.
Ooh. Yeah, I wish I'd have skimmed that one and really given it some deep thought.
Thinking maybe some kind of sort of fantasy RPG world, or because you want as much as you'd like to be in Bayonetta's world, that's all a bit too mental for my liking.
Oh no!
You don't want to be waking up every morning wondering which way's up and which way's down, and what kind of crazy ass monster's going to appear, in front of your window. It's like that other game. What was that other mental Japanese game that we played on the Xbox? And it ended up with sort of mammoth galactic battles where there was like a fist coming out of the planet.
Azura's Wrath?
Yes! That's another one I wouldn't want to spend my time in.
Jesus, I can pull Azura's Wrath out of my ass, which I've never played, but I can't come up with a good answer to this question. It feels like all the games I've played lately, I wouldn't really want to spend time in any of them.
No? Okay. Well, do you know what? I will go for. I'm going to go for something sci-fi, something spacey. Maybe like a Mass Effect, but a bit nicer.
Yeah, a safer Mass Effect.
A safer Mass Effect world with hot lesbo Shepherd. Yeah. Who's Femshep, that's the one. Okay, who else have we got? Richard Purvis, thank you for your question, Richard. He says to me, if you end up having to eat your cardboard collection to survive, what's the last game to go? And if you're in isolation with Matt without food and it was an alive situation, what last bit of his body would you eat? And the same question goes to you, Matthew. What the last bit of my body you would eat? Okay, so let's fill the first one while Matt has a little think about which part of me is going to eat last. Oh, I honestly don't know. It's not a solo game, but I still have so much love for this game. That's Memoir 44. That'll be the last one to go.
Well, I think the last part is alive when they eat each other. It's the plane crash, isn't it?
Yes, mate. Yes.
Yeah. Probably anise, because it's probably going to be chewy, and there's not a lot going on there.
I don't know. You might have a bit of marinade.
I mean, I know where it's going.
Bit of jerk sauce.
I mean, for example, I know where Rich is going with this. Obviously, I think the cock, if it was a good sized one, would probably be almost a go-to to go and eat.
No, mate, that'll be your amuse bouche. That'll be.
It depends. Is it raw or can I cook it?
I would say it's probably going to be raw, mate.
Oh Christ!
But then you eat all asses raw. You know my logic's there with that one. You've never eaten a cooked ass. However, no, we won't continue with that one. Because if I'm not careful, somebody will accuse me of being obsessed with asses. All right, and I don't want that to happen. All right, please, never want that to be the case. Right, let's move on. Steve Stanley, he says, hello. Hi, Darren and Matt. Hello from Cannock. Oh, he's only up the road. Oh, nice one, Steve. He says, how many bog rolls do you have in the house? And if you run out, would you be a scrape and spray person, or would you brave the supermarket and get more?
I don't know what the concept of the scrape and spray is.
All right. I don't know either. Do you think he would? Do you think he uses a de-ice? No, those de-icer scrapers. Maybe just leave it a couple of days and let it crust up, and then scrape it all off, and then put a bit of deodorant on just to mask the odor. I don't know.
From a quantity point of view, I think I'm rocking about 5, maybe 6 in the house.
What? I always buy big packs anyway, and I bought a pack of 18 before this all kicked off, by the way. So I've not bought any toilet roll, and I've still got 16 rolls because I'm a bloke. And I don't, us blokes, we're a little more conservative with our Kazi paper than you ladies, all right? And plus the fact, if I ever ran out, I'm getting off the toilet and stepping into my shower. That's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, it's just like an all-over B-day, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Would you? I mean, you'd have to take the shower head off, wouldn't you, and get it squirt directly.
Well,
you're not lathering yourself up like it's shower gel, are you?
No, you get a flannel, don't you?
Oh God, you people!
Get flannel, but it gets washed, doesn't it? The thing is, it's a launderable item. All right, you cannot launder toilet roll. It's a one-time thing. Okay.
I think we may have found patient zero right here.
Get the fuck out. Right. Kev Atkinson. It says, noticed you had started running today. What else are you guys doing to pass the time? So have you been for a run today, man?
I've been for 2 runs this week. I decided to restart the whole couch to 5K.
Wow, it's Thursday. So, okay. and when did your week start?
Monday,
okay. Let's just get this right. So you're feeling great about doing... I mean, I'm in no position to judge or speak. All right? I've done 957 steps today. Exactly. All right? So nothing for me to give you shit about. But good for you, mate. Getting your Strava wank on.
I saw a Strava wanker thing today on Twitter, which was some dude did a 30-mile marathon on his balcony, and he ran around it 500 times for 7 hours. You'd be fucking dizzy.
More power to him. Whatever gets you through this, all right? However crazy it might seem, don't let anybody give you shit for it, all right? It's whatever gets you through this. And I say that to everybody. So what else have you done past time? Are there any firsts that you've achieved?
It's been a long time since I think I've
changed a light bulb.
The first. No. Well,
you've got a microwave. You got a microwave.
That's true, but also, I think we may be going all good life.
Hey, what? What? You're getting life? Penelope Keith in?
Well, get a pair of dungarees at the very least. I don't know, thinking I don't know, some seeds and some
a bit of home growing. Yeah. Getting those 5,000 kilowatt bulbs for the loft. Yeah, I know what your caper is, sunshine.
Yeah. Well, exactly, self-sufficiency.
Exactly, right. So I baked some bread the other day. I was very pleased. Yes. Yeah, really chuffed with that.
Was it tasty?
It was. It was really nice. Me and the good lady devoured that in over the course of a couple of days. So yeah, it's something I would like to do again. There's something very satisfying about making stuff that you normally just. I mean, bread is it's probably the biggest taken for granted thing. Whenever you go, you either make your own bread or you put a cow in your garden and milk it every morning. All right, which one's easier? All right, I tell you what, it's the bread. Surprisingly or not.
Yeah, I mean, I found myself cooking things these past 2 weeks that ordinarily I wouldn't. Yes. I mean, I did corned beef hash to them, like shit them potatoes need something doing with them before they go. I'm being a bit more aware of
get ricer, my friend. Potato ricer. Ooh.
Does that make good mash?
Yeah, the best. The best.
Okay.
It's like a massive, mahoosive garlic press. It's basically a press for potatoes. So you do your potatoes as you normally would, but instead of using a masher, you put them through the ricer, and it just breaks it up so small. Get a drop of milk, big dollop of creme fraiche, a few chopped fresh chives. Oh, you're fucking golden, mate. Honestly.
Oh man, is it hand operated?
Yeah. Yeah. Good old brute force, mate. Brute force it. Right. Thank you, Kev, for the question. Hope we've given you a suitable answer. And next we've got Ben Ford. He says, now that the quarantine is in place, are you seriously considering sleeving your toilet rolls to make them last longer? No, mate, I'm just going to use both sides. No, I've made a decision. Get the most out of them. It says, on a more sensible note, have you considered getting that Xbox fired up and finally getting yourself on Game Pass? Well, from my perspective, it's a very tempting thing to do, and I know that there's nothing more than certain sections of the community would love to see me do. I will rejoin the digital space. Honestly, I will rejoin it. I'll rejoin it on my terms, at my pace. I'm not going to use this current situation as almost a trigger to say, right, let's get Plus back, let's get Game Pass back, because I'll be honest, mate, I'll be wasting money. I need to look at my cardboard collection more than anything else. About yourself, mate, have you got any subscriptions up and running at the moment, or are you looking to rekindle?
Well, I still do have the that Games Pass, and I did do a bit more Gears of War over the past month or so.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that going just because it seems silly not to. I forget how much it's charging me at the moment. But I think for me, it's worth it for me just to know that I can, if need be, jump onto Gears and Beers.
Yeah.
With the gang.
Yeah.
That's
a nice one to have in the back pocket, isn't it?
Yes, and I think last time I was there, I very much needed it. It was a big exhale.
Absolutely. Okay. So Barry Walls asks a question. He says, what games from your pile of shame are now top on your playlist to complete? Do you have a pile of shame, Matthew?
I don't think I do.
I don't think you do. Because you used to be all about just the renting, so nothing hung around long enough to form a pile. Oh, apart from that one time when you kept that game for about 6 months. And it was sat in the envelope. Do you remember that? What was it? Which one? I can't remember. Tomb Raider?
Oh, I don't know. It was something bad. Did I find it when I moved or something?
Maybe. I think from a digital pile of shame perspective, there's a few PS4 titles which I should really get into. Bloodborne, Last Guardian, and South Park: Fractured But Whole. They're all sitting there with the shrink wrap on.
Did you do Stick of Truth?
I did, mate. I loved the ass off that. I did. From a cardboard perspective, mate, I don't know. Just pick one. It's probably in a pile of shame. Probably Mage Knight. With it being such a highly rated solo game, and I've still yet to bust it out. To be fair, I only bought it over Christmas, so it was like a little present to myself. Yeah, I'm the guy that when I order stuff from Amazon, I'll always select the gift option, because then I'll make sure they don't just stick a sticky label on the side of the box and send it without any packaging around it. So I always select the gift option. So they have to put it in a box.
Interesting. And is that an extra cost?
No, there's no extra cost. But it always, I've got it defaulting to having a little message in there, and it says, to Darren, Darren, enjoy your gift. Lots of love, Darren.
You time-travelling crazy fool.
I know. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Christopher Todd, you're asking a question about Destiny 2. You started playing the free version, which he understands the beginning is very different from the original Destiny 2 beginning. The first part of the game is now the beginning of Destiny 1. Yes, I know it sounds confusing, and once you escape, you end up at the tower. Can anyone recommend where I should start the game from here on in? I would like to concentrate on the story missions first. Cheers. Do you know what, Christopher? Thank you for asking the question. I really struggle to think that either Matthew or myself could give you the answer that would be of any value to you. So I would say re-ask the question, but ask within the group. We've got some serious hardcore Destiny 2 players within the midlife gaming community. Okay, serious hardcore. Okay, Mr. Jones, Mr. Watley, two I can think of straight away, and there's a yard full of them. Okay, just don't ask me and Matt about Destiny 2.
No.
You know,
Peter Dinklage.
He
was in Destiny, wasn't he?
He was. He was. No, he was taken out, wasn't he?
He was replaced with everybody else.
Nolan North.
That's him.
Yeah.
Was it? Or the other one?
The other one.
Oh, I don't know.
Patrick Stewart. No.
Listen to me, think I know what's going on. Finger on the pulse and all that.
I know. Down with the kids. Stephen Gale. He says, he asks, how have you been filling your days while staying at home, and what adventures have you been up to during your allotted outdoors exercise time? And second question, should he buy Animal Crossing for your Switch? Well, I'll answer the second one with even having not played it, but seeing the reactions on social media to it, it sounds like you should. Okay? And I think I can say that without misstepping too much.
Yeah. I'd answer that with probably.
With an upward inflection. Yeah. Kind of a bit non-committal.
I mean, for your daily exercise.
We've been for 2 runs, haven't you?
Yeah, but also what I have been doing, and I will have to reassess myself, is in the morning I still bundle the dogs in the car, drive down the road to a nice park, big open space.
Yeah.
Walk them there, and the best thing is on the way back there's a petrol station. That's one of them gold mines in a time like this where people forget. They always go to the supermarket. Many petrol stations, gold.
All the breads, all the milks.
Well, where do you think I'm getting my rustlers from?
Your rustlers?
Yeah.
Oh, the Jazz Mag?
No, the burgers in the microwave.
Oh, right, okay. No, it's Hustler. I thought it was a mashup. I thought Razzle and Hustler had combined to Rustlers.
I wonder if they still sell them, and then I wonder if they still have those things in front of them so you can only see the title and maybe a bit of a blonde flick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But apparently the daily. So that's going to be my thing. If anyone questioned me, this is my daily exercise because it's a walk with the dogs.
Have you been questioned?
No, not at all. And if I was to, and if the same person saw me then running, then are you really going to tell me off? I don't know. But it very well may have been passed that your daily exercise routine doesn't mean you drive to it first.
Oh, I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of that.
No. But I will. I don't know. I'm waiting to get stopped one day. Hence me always having my NHS ID on me.
So you've got your NHS ID on you.
Yeah, saving lives. Fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So thank you for the question, Steve. Mr. Southall asks. He asks actually a 3-part question. He says, "Are you both coping okay?" I'm holding up, fighting the good fight.
I had a wobble, but I'm all right.
Yeah, told you we're built for this. We're gamers. We've been training for this all our lives. All right, you've got this, people. Question 2, is there anything that we can do for you, or that he or him and his lot, I guess the community, can do for us? Just continue to be the supportive, amazing people that you have been so far. All right? That's all I ask you to do, is just keep giving the way you've been giving. And be responsible out there in the real world. Don't be the arsehole licking the toilet. We don't have those sort of people anyway. We're all too busy licking other things.
Bumholes?
No. Oh, man, I tell you, you'll get a name for me.
Yeah, a reputation.
Get a reputation. I refuse to have a reputation like that. Anyway, question 3: is there a community activity you would like to happen or participate in? Well, I guess it kind of just comes down to the to what I was talking about earlier on with the D&D kind of stuff. I'd like to see more of that going on, and it doesn't need to sit on anyone's shoulders. I'm sure we've got plenty of young-budded DMs out there with a little bit of time or inclination. If it's something you've always wanted to do, just do it. Like I said, you can pick up a free RPG system. You don't have to dive into D&D 5th edition or whatever. Just go old school and learn a system. Get some people in. What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. You're talking to people, you're having a laugh, you're passing the time. Christ, people compare what we're doing now to war times. It's night and day. It's fuck all, right? I'm not out there in a trench giving my life. I'm sat on my arse doing fuck all, same as everybody else. This is the easiest war we're ever going to fight. So, make the most of it.
I mean, for me with that one, I don't really know the answers to most of it, but one thing that I will say that I've been thoroughly enjoying is that the Mid-Life Gamer Facebook group has been a fantastic distraction. We've always said no religion and no politics in our world, and do you know what I mean? Compared to what the rest of Facebook has been like lately, I've had to leave many local groups that I don't need to be part of anymore because I'm sick of hearing it.
Oh, you mean Karen, the coronavirus expert? Yeah, thanks, Karen. Thanks, Karen. That's exact. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, it does lead to AIDS.
I mean, when you spend all day thinking about it from a work point of view with these real clever people all trying so hard to sort of like find a way through this, and then as soon as you log off, you turn to Facebook and someone's like, why do we still have this for sale thing open right now? Surely it's a bad idea to be transmitting and passing money to each other. I'm like, Karen, just leave. Yeah. Just leave the group.
Leave it.
Which is exactly what I did. Like, right, don't need to see you. Don't need to see this. Just had a good old call of stuff.
Yes, Karen, I know the hoarders are terrible. Yes, I agree. There should be something done about them. No, I don't think they should be shot. Karen, turn the fuck in. Karen, just go and have sex. It's just you need some kind of release, love. All right. So for fuck's sake, Karen. I joined a Facebook group the other day. This is a little aside here. We'll come back to the questions in a second. I joined a Facebook group the other day. So there is there's a shopping park in Milton Keynes, the Westcroft Centre, and there's a cat. There's a cat that's got its own Facebook group. Okay, called Ada. It's called Ada, the Westcroft cat. So this cat's got an owner. But this cat just it's a zero fucks kitty, yeah. So it'll just wander into various retailers and just lie on the shelves. Now, obviously, some retailers are cool with that, others aren't. But there's this group where people are just talking about how they met Ada and this is where they saw her today and this is yada yada yada. So, my missus told me about it. I thought it was hilarious.
So the cat's not local to you. There's zero reason for you to ever. Have you posted where you've seen her?
So anyway, we ended up going to Westcroft because we were on a bit of a food hunt, and I was in the foyer of Morrison's, and there she was. There she was, Ada. I was a little starstruck. So I took a lovely portrait photo of her because I know that there's wanky science around creating 3D photos within Facebook. I thought, this is going to blow their fucking minds. All right. When you see like these crappy photos that get taken on old Nokia phones and they go, I saw Ada in B&M today. So I was there. I just took this beautiful, beautiful portrait photo, knowing full well that when I uploaded it to the Facebook page, into the group, I could select the 3D button and make it into like one of them sexy 3D photos. Oh, they went fucking mental. They went mental. I've never had so many likes or something in my entire life. Over 150 likes of this fucking photo.
Was your phone blowing up?
It was blowing up, man. It's like the most famous I've ever felt. Which probably says a lot about, me and life in general. Anyway, let's go back to the stories. Okay, Richard. No, I've got more of a commentary thing from Rohan. I wanted to make sure this one was mentioned. He said, having young children, I actually find how I have less time to game as we're now in isolation. I'm a teacher, a dinner lady, PE teacher, 10 parents all after that. Ironically, I just want to go to work because that was much easier. Now, I think that probably is a fair statement for a lot of guys that are having to take on the domestic god role, potentially while their loved ones are actually out earning a crust. So they're actually, the foot is firmly on the other foot, and it serves to reinforce that sometimes we take for granted what goes on while we're out grafting, and we come home and we expect the tea on the table and all the vacuuming and the ironing and the beds being made and stuff, and it's hard fucking work. And our lovely ladies, they deserve everything. They do. If you've got a good one, hold on to her. Don't let her go. Love her lots. Buy her chocolates from time to time. Don't make her fat. And take care of her bedroom wise. Okay. Because if you don't, somebody else will. Right.
Fucking hell, mate, all right.
Okay, Richard Birch asks, how okay is it to be playing Rocket League matches whilst on a work video conference? Asking for a friend.
Video conference, come on.
No, I don't. You can't pull that off. There's no way. I think you can cover up your drinking, like I've given you tips on that.
And of course, there's only dressed from the waist
down. Yeah, I think you could have a danger wank.
Oh,
couldn't you?
Oh, not in my company.
I suppose it depends who's on the call, really, doesn't it? Yeah. That's gonna have a serious impact on the tribute length. I think. Yeah. All right. I think we've asked that. Ross Grieve asks, has any embarrassing working from home stories? Now, I haven't, Matthew, but maybe you have.
Well, I was talking about how I've been doing this now, working from home for so long. I've never had a problem. Never slipped up. Now, so traditionally, all of our conference calls take part on my phone, which is great. I can pace around, do my stuff, go to the toilet. I'm always on mute. Happy days. I can unmute my phone without even looking. I'm that good. Because everyone's using that line now, we're having to use VoIP solutions, which means being tethered to your computer.
Yeah.
So even like the first day we were doing it, I took my laptop with me with the headphones in to the toilet, took a shit. It's fine. I'm not on video. Don't matter. I'm on mute. Everything's fine. Now, do you remember when I was speaking to you earlier about my new setup and how I can switch from one thing to another and it sends all my microphones and everything from one device to another?
Yeah.
It was all pointing at my laptop with my work machine. So I was talking through this mic right here with the headphones on. And I was like, and I don't know, something I was like, oh, let me go. So my other screen, I was like, oh, let me just flip to my other one. Flipped it. Then realised, oh, no, I am actually working, aren't I? Flipped it back to my work laptop. And what I didn't realise at that point, when it reinitialised all the USB inputs and the mic inputs, it was like, no, you're all right, Matthew, we got you. We automatically turned it over to the integral microphone of the laptop.
Sure.
Because I'm looking down at my little thing here. And the reason I like using this mic is that as far as they're concerned, I'm not muted on the software.
Yeah.
I'm muted on the mic. So they think that, like, oh, wow, Matt, he's always, like, ready to talk and everything, isn't he? He's not one of these guys who just sit on mute, terrified of noise and everything. And I sat there, and I passed wind. And it was quite reserved. It was quite a reserved bit of passing. And then I came back to reality because sometimes I do zone out. And someone's like, what was that noise? It sounded like an airplane taking off. And I was like, oh my God, all the microphones are pointing at that.
Yeah. It's a desktop fan kicking in.
So I flipped it all back, but I didn't admit to it. But what it does, your name does come up if you're the one talking. But I think that when it happened, there was other people talking, so it doesn't quite register it. So I have had one, but I saw, and you don't have to. I mean, you have to be suspicious about any video you see. Is it faked? I mean, as soon as I found out 2 Girls 1 Cup was fake, what can you believe anymore? What is sacred in life anymore?
Yeah, all we've got left is meat spin. You know. There was the Spanish girl with her boyfriend wandering behind her in his pants.
Yes, we saw that one.
Yeah,
I saw a group call today where
Is it the one where the girl went to the toilet?
Yes, I saw that one today.
Yeah. So we're going to have to up our game, mate. And get some viral going. Not for me, mate. Not for me.
If that last one was real, that one where she went to the toilet, you'd just have to leave, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd have to resign.
Well, you didn't see a growler or anything, did you? It's not like it's not like you saw the drop of her curtains.
Oh God Almighty!
Nah, it's fine. She'll be able to laugh that off. Okay. David Southall, he asks, has Darren started Bloodborne yet? No, I haven't, David. You know that if you've been listening, because I said earlier I haven't told my pile of shame. Don't tease me. Mark Monahan, Mark, thank you for your question. It says, have you got to the point yet where you've just given up on clothes and settled for just pants? And if not, how far off that point are you both? Well, for me, so was it the last show I was having the little jobby catcher rant?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you I'd bought a pair. Yeah, I bought a second pair.
Oh, living the dream!
My indoor wear now is pure jobby. I'm in a jobby catcher paradise. and the problem is that you go, I just need to pop the post office. I need to pop down the co-op, just grab a pint of milk. Do I take these off and put my jeans on? And nah, I'll be all right.
No one's out anyway.
Be all right. No one's going to judge me. They're all like that around here. So yeah, I've actually been out. So everything that I was railing against on the last show, I am slowly becoming. Okay, but I won't wear them to a pub.
Good effort
for certain.
I've started wearing my dressing gown as a suit of armour.
Really?
If I know something bad's happening, I'll put a dressing gown on.
Yeah.
And when I went before the pre-recorded 8 p.m. announcement came, I thought, this ain't going to be good. No. Put my dressing gown on.
Yeah. Get your +2 armour class.
-2, you fuckwit.
Oh. We're gonna have to sort something out. We are. Anyway, Luke Barry asks, any girl in towel pics? Now, does that relate back to our mystery our mystery member that we had a year or so ago? Remember the girl in the towel?
Yes.
She was great fun though, wasn't she?
I forgot what she was advertising, but she spurred on a lot of excitement and creativity in the group.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I think that brings to a close our questions. However, I'm going to return back to Dougie. It's like a good solid bookend. This is. So
bookended by Dougie.
Yes. Well, it's on the list, isn't it? It's on the bucket list.
We should find a way of cloning him.
Oh, yeah. Two Dougies.
1 toe.
Spit roasting, high-fiving. This is Dougie's question. It says, what makes the best homemade bog roll? He goes on to say, I'd say a sock, as it's reversible, and there's 2 of them. Also, they're washable, so they can be reused, either as a sock or as more bog roll. Now, you see, I alluded to this earlier. It's perfectly launderable. says another option is a slice of bread. Use both sides, then frisbee out the window as a tasty treat for the birds. Oh, Jesus. The thing is, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think Dougie would do it. I do. I seriously think he'd do it.
It might sound ridiculous, but I think Dougie's onto something.
I do. Yes. Oh. What a guy! What a guy! All right, well, thank you for lifting mine and Matt's spirits with those questions, and I hope you've enjoyed them too. I'm not even sure if we're going to have any kind of after show stuff after this. I think we'll just wrap things up and say goodbye, and leave people to their shenanigans. If there's anything burning that you want to be covering off.
No, I don't think so. Oh, are you suggesting that all the times I walked away from my microphone and there won't be some gold there for me to take after?
I don't think so, mate. I don't know. I don't know. Just skip through it like you normally do, mate. So. Anyway, we got any iTunes reviews?
Do you know what? For 2020, we've had quite a few.
Oh, great.
I mean, Christ alive, in this day and age, you don't tend to get iTunes reviews because it's a legacy thing. But we have 4.
All right, hit me.
4 iTunes reviews. So we will start with...
What's some box quotes? Quality box quotes.
Okay, first of all, Martin B. 2010. Oh, okay, so he's done some analysis and he's right on the ball. You've now perfected one podcast every 7 weeks.
Okay, yeah, we're staying consistent, at least.
Never change. There you go. There's his box quote. Never change.
Thank you. Yeah, much appreciated.
Right. The next one we'll come back to. I'll come back to the second one. So, Karen and Karandibal.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Let's try and get... Oh, here you go. The banter between Matthew Darren is superb, and honestly, the whole podcast could just be devoted to that.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Very nice. Much appreciated.
We also have one from ND4321. Bang on target, he says. Do you know what? Not often does someone use the word risque and they know how to put the accent above the E. Oh. Unless that's... Actually, for a second, I did think that was a bit of shit on my monitor. But no, he did manage to do that.
Was this an accent aigu or an accent grave?
Either way, it's a healthy dose of risque banter.
Lovely.
Sprinkled with features, let it mature.
Filchers.
Perhaps until midlife. Thank you very much, ND.
Yeah, thank you, ND.
4321.
Oh, loving the love, mate. Loving the love.
There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love for us, and they're calling us both out in it as well.
Oh, cool.
The final one we'll talk about comes from Buns to the Huns.
Buns to the Huns. I like it.
Yes, Jesus loves you. He's I don't know which one he's talking about because he said the Brummy lad.
What?
The Brummy lad?
That's a bit of a dismissive statement. The Brummy lad.
Well,
could have named one of us. I would say it's probably me. Because you've got that southern twang now. So I reckon. So what is it about the Brummy lad?
Mostly being homophobic and being obsessed with bumholes.
Oh, that'll be me then. Oh, for fuck's sake. That'll be me. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm
2 stars.
2.
No, I love that. I mean, bless you. I mean, I look, if you got a quiz, you're probably still listening. Thank you for listening anyway. But anybody who puts 1 star and a rant isn't going to listen again. I think if you put 2 stars, I mean, there's something you like there.
He's savable. I like the cut of this guy's jib. Assuming it's a guy, okay? No, I like the cut of his jib. So what exactly does it say? What does the review say?
Subject is mostly just homophobia.
Mostly just homophobia, okay.
2 stars. And the body is, it's all right, but the Brummy lad just seems obsessed with bumholes.
It's all right. Well, do you know what? In your pantheon of
it's
of
as
reviews,
good as Endgame.
It's as good as Avengers Endgame. All right, so I'm taking that as a win. Okay. What I'm also thinking here, it is possible because because we're playing exaggerated comedy versions of ourselves. Certain things will lean into certain things that might just be one single show. It might be over a period of time. That's all I'm going to say. But I know exactly what he means, because I would imagine I'm similar. I could imagine myself going onto Amazon and reviewing Fawlty Towers and saying mostly xenophobic. It's all right, but that lanky lad's obsessed with Germans.
Are you suggesting someone didn't quite get the joke?
I'm not suggesting anything. All I'm saying is, if you're going to base an assessment based on one show, which it sounds like he has, okay. But if he hasn't, that's fine. If he's listened to several and said, okay, I've done the math here, and I've looked at the bell curve, and it's all about the bum. All right. So if you can back it up with empirical evidence that I'm all about the bumhole, that's fine. And basing it on that one show, the last one, I did have a bit of a rant about bummers. All right. For comedy. Like the Germans, don't mention the war. But you know what? I don't mind. I'm having this. I'm owning it. It's the best thing to do. You got to own this shit, Matthew. Have you got Twitter open?
Nope.
Okay, open up Twitter and find me. Okay, I've updated my bio. All right, because I'm owning this shit. Matthew, can you, for the benefit of the audience, can you, and for people who don't use Twitter, can you now read out what my bio says, just to prove that I am owning this?
So I think previously it was like father something and one half of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it now says a bummy lad obsessed with bumholes and co-host of the 5-star iTunes rated Midlife Gamer podcast. Quote. Mostly just homophobia. 2 out of 5. Close quotes.
And there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Buns for Huns. I love you. Seriously, love you. Love you, love you, love you. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Can't please everybody all the time.
No, if you want to get involved with this hot, sticky part of the show, feel free to create a new or update your previous iTunes.
No, I'm
review.
not saying you've got to nail out a 2-star sort of a 2-star review just to get a special treatment. All right, but it's been so fucking long. I thought it was something worth celebrating. Yeah, because we celebrate the good and the bad in life.
Testify.
Okay. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed our little time together in isolation.
I certainly have.
Yes, I have too, mate. And I reckon, I think by our reckoning, hopefully, by the time we record next, we'll have flattened the curve sufficiently that good stuff will start to be happening. Let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Leaves nothing more for me to say other than be wonderful to each other. Go balls deep whenever you can. But do it all indoors, all right? Don't stay the fuck indoors. It's only one thing we've been asked to do. It's all Boris wants. Stay the fuck indoors. Go balls deep wherever you can. Be wonderful to each other. And join us next time when we'll bring you another exciting episode of... What we're going to bring in, Matthew?
An episode of the Middle of Gamer podcast, fella.
Yeah. Say goodbye, Darren.
Bye. Bumholes.
Bye, Darren.
Oh, could I get your opinion on ley lines?
What, ley lines as in the stuff in the ground that people... Yeah, those ley lines, yeah.
So
here we fucking go. What's going on now?
So we found...
What's she gone and done? What's she signed up for?
we were talking about them with a friend, and we were like, what are they and where are they? So I googled it on my phone, and it was like, here's an interactive map of the UK. I was like, oh, okay, so there's one there going through. That's not just past Swindon, I can see, and there's one there just around about Oxford. Or let me just zoom in a little bit. Oh, hang a minute. Let me just zoom in a bit. There's Whitney. Let me zoom in a little bit. It goes past our house.
Okay.
It goes past our fucking house.
So how does that benefit you? Do you get a discount on your fuel? You getting a council tax rebate?
No, I'm not.
No, that's how fucking good ley lines are, my friend. Oh, well, I'm sure it does something to your inner chakra.